But now it's time for the latest and greatest from something they are calling the internet. Joel Veitch.
Johnny! Hi, how? And the first story is one that we've just chuckled all the way through that break about, so please do discuss.
We have. This is sperm for tickets. The story goes that there's a sperm drought in Ireland.
Of course.
Yeah. They've been saying, you know, sperm donations have dropped off by 40%, not enough to satisfy demand. And this service has appeared, Sperm for Tickets, where you do your business in a little jar and, you know, they collect it.
What I quite like is the fact that we've got it up as perm for tickets.
Oh, yes, so we have, yeah.
We will perm you for a ticket.
Yeah. Which is brilliant. The idea is they then give you a free ticket to a festival. That's the idea. I think it may well be a hoax by the looks of things, which is a real shame. Is that their website now says that it was just a trial and they're reviewing the results. This is just in the last few hours, and I think it might not be real. But it does come with a great game attached, doesn't it? As we've just realised, which is why we've been chuckling all through the break, which is other names for that service. So what have we got? We got
Jizz for Jazz,
Spunk for Funk,
Spunk for Funk. My favourite, which was Come in the Face for Drum and Bass.
Beat that.
Beat that. If you can think of any, please do email, text us in. We could think of a separate prize. Maybe some of Joel's 9-month nectar.
Would you ever do that, though?
For sector. What?
Would you give
Jizz
your spam for some tickets?
Well, I think the important question here, as every man will testify, depends on the tickets, doesn't it, really?
That's very true.
If it's Glastonbury tickets, where do I throw it? Really? How it comes down to. But anyway, let's move on from that.
Yeah, the other thing in the news today is a live for sale. This one is definitely real. We've had a look at it. This is a chappie who lives in Perth. And basically, the story goes, his wife's walked out on him and he's decided to flog everything. So that's his house and his clothes and all his possessions and his friends and his job. And he's going to, you know, get on a plane and go off into the wide blue yonder.
And this is real?
It is real, yeah. He's really flogging everything. He's doing it on eBay. The end of the auction isn't till July, so if all the publicity's died down a long time before the end of the auction, he's going to have a problem. Hopefully someone will bid on it.
Is there a reserve price?
I haven't noticed one. I think it might be $1. But, yeah.
One Australian dollar? That's not very much, is it?
I don't think you'll get it for $1, though.
No.
No. But, you know, I mean, it does strike me that selling your friends is, and your job, for that matter, is not necessarily going to work, is it? I don't think that he's got some kind of contract whereby they have to like you and be your friend once you've gone there. But, well, you never know.
Maybe they hate him and they're happy to see the back of him. We don't know.
Yeah.
So let's talk about things from the internet this week. Now, last week it was a bumper crop of fantastic things,
wasn't it?
which I spent the whole week looking at, so you've got to top it this week, Mr. Veitch.
Right, well, I'll try. I mean, I can't guarantee that you'll like it more.
No, what a guarantee, please.
Oh, damn. Well, OK, I guarantee it.
Okay,
and we're going to start with Pat Boone's Woodland Survival. This is We Are Race, who are a little outfit who seem to be quite new. They've got a few things on their website, all of which are wonderful. This just, I absolutely loved. It's from the insanity within Pat Boone's mind. Talking you through Woodland Survival. I think, to be honest, the best thing to do would be to have a look at the clip, because I'm not really going to do it justice by describing it. But it's definitely Pat Boone, that much is for sure.
Well, let's step into Pat Boone's mind.
Nourishment is necessary to stave off a slow death. For example, knowing how to set an animal trap using materials found entirely around the woods. Now that the trap is set, all we need to do is find some bait. You can use almost anything. Like berries? At the moment, it isn't berry season, so I'm going to have to use this copy of Razzle that I found in a tramp's den.
You can't beat porn from a tramp's den. So who is Pat Boone?
Oh, well, obviously he's a survival expert. Yeah, AWOL from the British Army.
Very nice, very good. Now, the next one, it's another woods one, isn't it? And it's called Weebles Are Walking the Woods, which I think we saw a little bit of before the break.
We did. This is John T, who is an absolute pillar of genius on the internet, one of our gang, and basically he has really surpassed himself this time with a wonderful, really beautiful animation all about a little bunny kind of flying through the air on its own poo, being chased by a bear that's also flying on its own poo. There's also a poo-flying rhinoceros in there at one point as well.
Wow.
There's a lot of poo.
I'm very impressed. Naomi, does poo impress you?
Of course.
What about animal poo?
Nothing less. Animal poo, even better.
Alrighty then. Well, I tell you what, let's have a look at this. This is Weebles Are Walking the Woods. I think that deserves a round of applause. That is absolute genius.
He's a truly great man, it's true.
I mean, how long would that take him to do? Because, I mean, obviously that sort of thing, it is just in the animation, but it's in the timing and it's the way,
Oh,
the
yeah,
way it's
yeah,
written.
it's not just the amount of work that goes into physically making a thing, it's the amount of thought and scripting and timing that goes into it as well. Well, it's several weeks. Yeah.
Several weeks?
Yeah, it's a big project, that one.
And it's something we mentioned last week, was how many hits do these things, for something to be a success on the internet, how many hits are you looking at?
Well, there's success, and then there's, I mean, we were talking about things becoming a phenomenon, weren't we, last week? I mean, to be honest, I don't know how much Jonty would expect to get from a piece like that. I mean, to be a really phenomenal success, you'd expect it to be in the several millions at least. But, as I say, I don't know what Jonty's expecting. I would say that is very likely to be an extremely successful piece, because it's a lovely, lovely thing. It's really lovely.
That was all of it we just saw there?
No, it carries on. Go and watch it on the site. Yeah.
Do they make any money out of it? Can they?
Yeah, there's various ways of monetising these things. You know,
monetising?
Monetising, that's a big word.
Yeah, it's for an internet feature. We're talking about animals with poo at their bottom.
Yeah, it's monetised animal poo flight. Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, there's various ways of making money out of it. You know, there's advertising and there's merchandising and all that stuff.
Wow, you could have a poo flying T-shirt or something like that.
I like that.
Wow.
In fact, I would like that. Yes. Get on to about that. Because Weebles is most famous for the Badgers, I suppose, isn't it? With the Badger song.
I suppose that's probably the biggest thing he's done. I mean, he's done lots of things, all of which are wonderful. The Badgers are an absolute phenomenon. They genuinely are a phenomenon.
How many hits do you reckon that got?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, but many, many millions, yeah.
Cool. Right, let's get on to Fred and Sharon, which I know everyone who's seen it is very impressed by, and I haven't seen this as yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it, have you?
No, I'm so excited.
Fred and Sharon run the greatest production company in the history of humankind and on the face of the earth. It's truly, truly wonderful. They've got a promotional piece out, Who Needs a Movie? Basically, it's an advert. It's for their services. You look at it, it just showcases their work. It's... I can't think of words adequate in the English language to really translate the glory of their glossy, beautiful, sunshiny production. It's amazing.
No more can be said until we see this. This is Fred and Sharon.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
And I'm Fred. We do movies.
So who needs a movie?
Here comes the bride. Are you an artist or a tradesperson? Why not jazz up your website?
Do you need a website?
We can help with that. What about commercials or fundraisers?
Special events can be captured so you can send memories to the folks back home.
How about birthday greetings?
Imagine a movie of their theater or stage production.
What about costume parties or family reunions or sporting events?
What about prom night or a special evening out?
What about animation?
What about animation, eh? In fact, you know what? I'm gutted. They are so good. I think we ought to sack our crew and get them in. So, Ram, you're sacked. Ram, you're sacked. Put the camera down. Put the camera down and get out the door. So get out.
Aww.
Walk out. Get out.
Oh, that was very enthusiastic. So is that real?
It is real, yeah, it is genuinely real. I laughed so hard I knocked my mic off. Yeah, they're in British Columbia, somewhere in rural Canada, hours and hours from civilization. And that presumably...
You can't tell.
No, you can't, can you? No. Steven Spielberg must be quaking in his boots. Either that or he's outside their house, banging on the door, trying to get to them.
Could that be a setup?
I'm absolutely convinced it's not. We did wonder. There was a lot of wondering whether it was a setup, and we're absolutely convinced that it's real.
Because did you look at the animation at the end there and just go, there's no life for me left in this business?
I looked at that and thought, that is just a new level in technology, isn't it? Sometimes there's a paradigm shift because something is that impressive, that it just blows you away and makes everything that preceded it obsolete in an instant. And that is what that achieves.
Do you know how much they charge for their services?
I don't know,
I'd
but I
love
bet
to
it's
know.
millions. I bet it's
I would love to
millions.
know.
Well, I tell you what, before you go, will you just jump on the website and see how much it costs us to have a wedding video done by them? And maybe we ought to have a fake wedding next week. Me and you, Joel, we'll get married, or myself and I, but we'll get married, and we'll send it off to them, see what we get
I
back.
think you'd need to be alky to get them to do your wedding, to be honest.
I will have to be shit-faced.
Well, you'd have to have millions in the bank. Yeah. Well, I don't know, maybe you get them, purely the force of your charisma might persuade them.
You reckon?
Possible.
Well, listen, Joel, it's been another fantastic internet section. Joel Veitch! Yes, indeed. Now, we've got a cracking competition in just a few minutes where you and your mates could be winning a trip to Ibiza, where apparently they have it large.